What's up, my up, y'all? This is your girl, Takia Diamond, and I'm back here once again this Transformation Tag Team Tuesday, bringing you guys the tools and jewels that you need to succeed. So today, I'm going to be talking to you guys about the lifting of the veil. What is the veil? What is all of this? Like, you getting all of this information that's starting to come to you, and things are not making sense to you, and you're trying to figure this whole thing out. But that's because you are shifting, okay? And everybody is on the planet is shifting, whether they want to or whether they are aware of the fact that they're shifting or not. It's happening, okay? It's happening. It's happening. I call it celebration time. I know some people like to look at it from the perspective of, oh my God, everything is crumbling down. But you know what? At the end of the day, what goes up must come down. And at the end of the day, when it comes down, that is your opportunity to rebuild it the way that you want it, okay? And so that's what we have to do collectively, though, this time, okay? So we're going to talk about separation and all this other wonderful stuff so you guys could get, like, a broader idea of where I'm taking you now. I know that I've done a lot of things that, are disciplinary, to help you guys achieving and succeeding and all that other wonderful stuff. But, I want to bring you guys a lot more of who I am. I want to bring you guys a lot more of, what has become for me so that you can understand that level of what shifted Takia. You know what I mean? What made her change? What made her stop doing music? What made her, just come into this whole other realm of existence of me being a personal development author, a mindset coach, a trainer, and just being the leader that we all are, okay? So I'm not different from you. We all are leaders. It's just some of us have made the choice to tap into that leadership and allow that leader to shine out. And some of us have allowed fear to snatch it right up out of our hands, okay? I will not allow fear to snatch anything out of my hands, because at the end of the day, fear is really just a mind game. And at the end of the day, I don't have to play that game with fear. You know what I mean? I can make fear my friend. Hey, what's going on? Just in case. Hey, Miranda. Hey, Javon. Hey, Latif. Okay, guys, so let's go ahead and hop into this, guys. Make sure you guys share this live, and let's rock out. All right, so obviously, something miraculous is happening, right? The invisible is becoming visible, right? Human consciousness is taking a quantum leap, guys, into the territory previously unknown, okay? As what began with just a few saints, sages, gurus, and a savior, okay? And right now, our hearts are awakening, okay? So, there is an awakening taking place inside of you, within your heart and within your mind. And it's not just you, it's millions and millions of people around the world, okay? So human evolution is undergoing a shift, guys, that's so profound that the proof actually can be seen at this point with the naked eye, right? This shift is actually causing all of these limiting old beliefs and social structures to be scrutinized, right? Like never before, right? So, and probably for the first time, you're actually, in agreement of wondering, okay, what's really going on here, right? So, as science begins to move closer towards solving this whole unified theory of everything, we have to understand, guys, that you have to step into it, okay? You have to be open. You can't want to go under transition and not be open-minded to the information that's trying to get to you so that you could be a part of the evolution. You get what I mean? So, no matter what, we're all evolving. But, I mean, if you truly, want to raise your consciousness so that, you can shift the reality on the planet for everyone as a whole, because it's not really just about you. You know what I mean? We're in this together, all right? So, real quick, let's talk about unifying everything, all right? So, what's presently emerging, so to speak, out of this crazy world that's filled with very little practical value is this new and quantifiable reality being built by those people like me and like Leah who are on this live, and Javon. God, I'm so sorry. Y'all might be sweating over here because of all these lights. Those people, you know, like us, or, you know, those who are in the process of awakening or who are awakening beings, who are embodying a more expansive understanding of who we are and why we're here. Okay, so most of us, without a doubt, right, we begin to ask questions, like maybe for the first time in your life, you're starting to ask a question like, you know, what is this whole thing about with life all about, right? Like, what is this whole thing, you know? And so you can have this view of, you know, it being the end of the world, or you can have this view of it being like, you know, a new golden age of emergence. Okay, so it's totally dependent on you. You know what I mean? Whether you're bound by separation consciousness, or if you're expanded beyond it into something new. Okay, and so Albert Einstein says this quote. He says there are only two ways to live your life, right? He says one is that nothing is a miracle, and the other way is as if everything is a miracle, right? So what's currently crumbling around us, guys, is basically the fruit of humanity's misguided labor, okay? And along with the planet being stressed out, right? And the planet itself is stressed, you know? Why? Because humanity is still operating on an outdated and an unsustainable human belief system. Okay, and so we're struggling when you don't have to at this point. Like the veil is lifted. You know what I mean? Now is your time to actually surrender to what is, rather than what you thought was. Okay, now's the time to let it go. Okay, so I want to say that, no, this is a fact right here. Like, most of the human suffering that we experience, right, is self-centered, and it's really derived out of an inherited form of ignorance that we accumulated from our parents and our teachers and the churches, or whatever the case might be. And this whole thing is derived on, not even derived, it's just so focused on limitation. Okay, never enough. And you can only find that in separation consciousness. Okay, so separation consciousness, guys, is the belief that we are separate from one another. Okay, our environment and even God, right? Separation consciousness is actually the veil itself. Okay, so once you come up out of that space of understanding that whole veil alone, you know, just that whole separation mindset, that is the veil. Okay, because at the end of the day, that separation is not really real, right? And so one thing we have to understand, guys, if you take a look at the sun, it appears like the clouds cover the sun. So like when the clouds cover the sun, it appears like the sun isn't there anymore. But is the sun still there? Yes. When the clouds move, does the sun shine out? It continues to shine out, right? And it continues to shine out because it's gonna be there, right? So we have to step into that next stage of humanity's next step of evolution, which is unity consciousness. All right, so again, whether we destroy ourselves is dependent on, you know, your ability to make an evolutionary leap from separation into unity consciousness. Okay, where in unity consciousness, human suffering actually ends. All right, so real quick, guys, I'm going to talk to y'all about the 7 veils, because I don't want to make this live too long. I don't know how long I dragged it out already. All right, so how to lift the 7 veils of illusion on the path to enlightenment. How do you do that, right? So I'm wondering if I'm going to give you guys all of this, because I don't want to give you guys too much. I want to take you little by little. So let's start with saying that enlightenment is actually a state of being, right? Which is the consciousness that is a part of the all, right? And it expands to include all that is. So you basically become you become all seeing, you become all knowing. Okay, so when somebody is actually fully enlightened, what happens is they actually transcend their lower limitations and their lower vibrations. For example, like they can actually heal themselves if they want to heal themselves, right? Because they can heal themselves on a soul level rather than the level of, you need medication, you need medicine in order to heal yourself, right? So on the other side, when we're dealing with ascension is actually a state of doing, right? So ascension is more so bringing that light from above, right, and drawing more of that light down into your soul and into your physical body, right? And so what that does is that raises your consciousness, right? That expands your spiritual awareness, and basically the things that you want to see happen in the physical can begin to take place because you will no longer be, in that box where limitation is. All right. So I think what I'm gonna do is because I don't want to make this live long. This morning I'm gonna give you guys maybe 3 veils. Veils number 7, 6, and 5. And when I come back tonight for the second half, I'm gonna redo this, and then we're gonna talk about veils 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, because I don't want to make this. Oh my God, I'm like dripping over here. I don't know if y'all can see this, but I've been drinking a lot of water, guys, because when you are healing your energy, you gotta do a lot of water so that you can clean a lot of that stuff out, right? So you can purify your body. So I'm sweating like a mad dog. It's all good. All right, so let's go over I'm gonna start from the highest to the lowest. All right, so let's start with the 7th veil. Okay, so the 7th veil, this is the veil that's basically furthest from the third eye, okay? And it's the first one to dissolve when you're getting ready to come into your awakening, okay? When you awaken to your soul and you recognize that you are responsible for your own individual journey, that is when the 7th veil lifts, okay? So it dissolves. It's red in color. Okay, and this happens when you finally let go of all that whole victim consciousness and you stop blaming and projecting everything onto other people is the reason for why you are where you are and all that other stuff. All right, so that's usually the first one to go. The 6th veil is many people in the world do not realize that there are other dimensions, okay, that are interwoven with the one that we are in. Okay, so some people limit themselves because they only accept what they could see, they only accept what they could hear, and they only accept what they could feel. Okay, and so the 6th veil, which is yellow in color, that dissolves when you accept that there is a world beyond the physical. Okay, there is a world. So when you accept that and you acknowledge that, and you realize that the human race is not the only race here on this planet, and it's not just you, okay? That is when the 6th veil begins to dissolve, okay? And so I'm not sure if I said this, but I think whether I did or not, all right, the color for that veil being lifted is yellow, okay? And once you realize that there are among us, guys, spirits of those who passed away, whether it's the ancestors, as well as angels, angelic beings, fairies, and other beings. So if you think that you're here alone and it's just us humans, no. And so when you step into that belief, that is when, not even the belief, like when you step into the knowing of that there is something else besides yourself or those that we see on the planet, that is something else, that is when that veil will begin to dissolve, okay? So in order to remove that veil, guys, you got to understand the spirit world and you have to trust the spirit world, okay? You have to know deep down inside you that there are other realms, and you also have to understand that, they're willing to help you, okay? But of course you have to ask for help, you know what I mean? But even that alone, you have to understand that there's something even greater inside of you, which is your higher self, because all of the answers are in you. For some people, I'm talking the whole angelic realm and stuff like that, because I know a lot of you guys are just coming into the awakening. So I don't want to jump you too far until you have a ground level of understanding, because right now you probably need the help. Okay, until you begin to understand things a little bit more on a deeper level, and then you'll be able to I guess understand that your higher self that is already within you can also resolve and dissolve any problem that you have, and that's who you are. Okay, so the fifth veil is that this veil is pink, my favorite color, right? This veil dissolves only when you hold unconditional love in your heart. Okay, so you have to be like heart-centered and love for everyone, even your co-workers that piss you off. Okay, your baby mama, your baby daddy, whoever. Okay, you gotta just, all right. Okay, so now to be honest with you, you'll notice, like, as you go along, I'm really giving this to the newbies in the awakening, because I understood what my process was. So I want to kind of make you aware, because I don't know if you guys will just jump to where I am, because it wasn't an overnight process. Okay, so that's why I just want to give it to you. So anyway, there's often initiations that are involved with the removals of that veil. Okay, that unconditional love veil. And that's really like, you having to be in complete forgiveness of all those people that have hurt you. Okay, and furthermore, you also have to see the entire world and all the how you want to call them, the perpetuators, I think that's how you say it, okay, of iniquity. Those people who create like this false story, it's almost like we have to kind of try to see them with divine love, because we also, I'm not saying that you have to abide by whatever their rules are and just feel sorry for them or whatever the case may be, but you have to understand, like, you got to be in alignment with you. Okay, so you cannot try to be entertaining that world and then still try to come into your divine self. All right, so the best way to deal with that is to see them with your divine eye and understand that too is a part of the veil. Like all of the chaos, all of that crazy stuff that we've been seeing and experiencing, is all a part of the veil as well. All right, and so you have to use your divine eyes for that. All right, so I know I'm going over. I'm gonna give you guys one more. The fourth veil. So the fourth veil, this veil is blue, okay? And so this veil is released when you honor, when you respect, and you work with animals, okay? The nature kingdom, the elemental kingdom, okay? So, and most of you guys know that every animal has a soul. So while some animals are a part of a soul group and others are on their own journey to enlightenment and ascension, they still, just because they're an animal doesn't mean that they don't go through stuff too, right? So I don't want to get into too deep into this, because I want to keep this live short. And I'm gonna leave it at that and just share with you guys that make sure you come back tonight to listen to the rest of to get the rest of the teaching of the releasing of the seven veils, because I want you to get it all totally in a whole. Okay, I want you to get it fully, and I don't want to give you too much because I already gave you enough to tickle your fancy. Okay, so tonight I come back on, I believe, at 8:30 p.m. and I will be revealing the rest of this stuff to you as far as lifting the veil, okay, and understanding what the seven veils are that are being lifted from you as you are coming into your awakening and as you are also a part of ascension. Okay, all right, guys, so just make sure you come back tonight. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Transformation Tag Team. I hope this live got you excited to know more about who you are and this veil that's being lifted and all of these crazy stuff that's happening on the planet right now, and knowing that you are evolving into something great. You are evolving into your own power. You know, you are evolving into your own being. And you have to know how to operate in this space. Okay. So once you understand how to operate in this space, things change for you. You know what I mean? Like, it's in the surrender that everything takes place. Everything that you've been fighting for, when the veil is lifted, you don't have to fight anymore because you understand that everything is already taking care of itself. Okay? All right, guys. So thank you again so much for tuning in to Transformation Tag Team Tuesday. I love you guys. Shout out to Queen Mother Ema Cool, who's the founder of the Transformation Tag Team. See you guys tonight. We'll be back live from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Oh my God. Like, I got the feeling I'm still blazing over here. From 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And thank you guys for tuning in. Come back. Let's talk about the rest of them veils, y'all. You already know it's time to lift them up and identify which ones you still got stuck to you, okay? So that you could pull up the weeds and plant new seeds for a transformed life. I love you guys. Minds up, deuces. Make sure you visit the website, The Power to Profit, and TakiaDiamond.com. I love you.